under the city lights. A lonely mother sits beneath cold city lights in Central Park. The wind bites as she stares at the crumpled paper in her hands. Her fingers tremble as the envelope edges crease again. A hospital room returns in her mind, soft and sterile. He whispers, eyes bright, a fragile warmth in the night. She nods, absorbing a promise that weighs like stone. The park returns, colder, as tears trace down her cheeks. Her thumb hesitates above the recording icon, courage wavering. She breathes in, steadies, and begins to speak at last. Her name, her loss, and a beginning recorded under city lights. The camera drifts back, revealing solitude wrapped in light. Alone, but not empty, the night answers with gentle brightness. For Daniel, Emily's small apartment glows faintly as the laptop screen flickers. The night after the park, Emily pressed record again. The thought settles. She faces the camera, hands trembling as the red light blinks alive. My son, Daniel, he loved stories, she says, voice unsteady. He believed stories could heal, she adds, holding herself together. This is my first, and it's for him, she confesses, fragile. In memory, a bright park, Daniel runs with a toy camera, laughing. His voice echoes, movies that make people cry and smile together. The memory softens, colors bloom like a held breath in summer. Back at night, the progress bar crawls. For Daniel, my first story. She closes the laptop, exhaling a delicate blend of relief and pain. Daniel, I kept my promise, she whispers, eyes turning upward. The camera drifts to the window, city lights glow, a quiet promise, 1,000 listening. One story became many, and she never expected what followed. On her desk, Daniel's drawings glow beside the humming screen. One story turned into 2, then 10. The thought lingers. Views climb. 5, 50, 500, 5,000 rushing upward. Oh my God, Daniel. They're listening. Thousands are listening. Her breath catches as the counter keeps rising. Across the world, strangers watch on glowing screens. A woman in a hospital bed wipes away tears, breathing steady. In his barracks, a soldier nods once, eyes steady and calm. A teen records a reaction, smiling through fresh tears. Comments flood in, hope, gratitude, and late-night confessions. Emily leans back, hands to her face, sobbing with relief. Carrying the light. Morning light spills across Emily's tidy apartment as she opens her laptop. On the screen, an email invitation to a national conference appears. Emily reads, stunned, the words about courage and sharing her journey. Her hands tremble as she closes the laptop and rises from the chair. She walks down the small hallway toward Daniel's preserved room. Inside, Daniel's neat room holds a toy camera, posters, and a half-made scrapbook. Emily whispers to the room, voice trembling with love and pride. Flashback. Daniel smiles weakly from a hospital bed, cracking a joke. He imagines his stories one day filling a room of listeners. Back in the room, Emily smiles through a tear as she touches the scrapbook. She packs a small suitcase, placing Daniel's toy camera safely inside. She steps out with her suitcase. The city glows ahead like a guiding path. His light, her voice. The auditorium hushes as Emily steps into the warm spotlight. She clutches Daniel's toy camera, fingers trembling in the light. A gentle narration frames a mother's courage before strangers. My son, Daniel, dreamed of stories that touch hearts. Emily begins. The audience breathes with her hands clasped, heads nod, eyes glisten. Emily lifts the toy camera, offering it to the light, and to them. Memories wash over the room like gentle waves of light. Emily whispers to the past that now fills the present. The crowd rises, shared grief transformed into shared strength. Emily bows her head, a peaceful smile softening her tears. In this hall, a son's dream becomes a living inheritance. The light fades to black words appear, asking hearts to follow. The night before the voice. Emily sits by the window, city lights flickering like restless thoughts. Doubts gather in the quiet room, a whisper beneath the neon. She opens Daniel's old scrapbook, pages soft with memory. What if my voice shakes? What if I fail you, Daniel? Memory returns. The hospital room, white and humming with midnight. Mom, even broken voices can heal. Don't be afraid. Back in the hotel, Emily faces the mirror, tired yet steady. She sets the scrapbook down, a promise resting beside the lamp. She lifts the toy camera, holding it close like a heartbeat. She breathes, rehearsing a future where his dream finds light. The room falls to darkness as she reaches for the switch. Tomorrow, Daniel, tomorrow, the world will hear you. Carrying the light. A taxi stops before the grand auditorium as banners ripple in bright morning. Emily steps out, clutching a small toy camera, nerves tightening her jaw. An organizer approaches with a gentle smile, extending a welcoming hand. They walk toward the opening doors as bright light floods the threshold. A lobby of glass and marble stretches ahead, calm staff moving with purpose. Emily tightens her grip on the toy camera, breath catching in her throat. Backstage curtains frame a vast hall beyond, rows of seats waiting. Emily peeks through the curtain at the silent audience, breath unsteady. She whispers to herself, doubt flickering, hand pressed to her chest. A tender memory surfaces, a boy laughing behind a toy camera. His words echo in her mind. Just hit record, the world will listen. Emily steadies herself and steps toward the stage's bright cone of light. The promise she carried. The host calls Emily's name as the spotlight sweeps across the auditorium. She begins walking toward the stage, the crowd's applause tapering to a hush. Narration settles over the room like a veil of memory. Emily grips the toy camera and steadies the microphone with a trembling hand. My name is Emily. I'm just a mother who lost her son. The audience leans in, breath held, sensing the depth of her pain. Flashback. Daniel runs through a sunlit park, toy camera bouncing at his chest. Flashback. Hospital room. Daniel smiles weakly beneath pale overhead lights. Flashback. Emily weeps alone on a bench, letter in hand, trees swaying above. Daniel wanted to tell stories that could heal. Her voice steadies. In the seats, people wipe their eyes, leaning toward each other for comfort. Emily lifts the toy camera, tears glistening as she readies her final words. A stage for Daniel. Emily steps into the spotlight, clutching Daniel's toy camera to her chest. My son Daniel once told me, stories can change the world. The audience holds its breath, eyes shining, hands clenched together. Emily looks upward, voice steadying as emotion rises within her. Daniel, this is your stage now. Your dream lives here tonight. In the seats, people nod slowly, shoulders trembling as tears fall. Bright day. Daniel laughs, pointing the toy camera toward the sky. Overcast afternoon. Emily sits alone on a park bench, eyes red. Night glow. Her first upload posts. Notifications start flooding in. A wall of comments swells on her screen. Numbers rocket upward. Back at the theater, Emily bows her head as the hall erupts. The crowd stands roaring, some chanting Emily's name with joy.